The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the raw and uncensored Ambitchious podcast. I'm your host, the original HBIC, Katie Boyd. During our time here together, I will be instilling all of the strength, power, and determination you will need to use the very stones thrown at you to build your ultimate empire. We will redefine the word bitch from the derogatory to the acronym being in total control of herself. So let's adjust our crowns and prepare to live life ambitiously. Oh yeah, here I am, the HBIC, Katie motherfucking Boyd. What's up, everybody? Oh, that intro just gives me such tingles. It makes me so horny. Does it make you horny? Because it makes me horny. All right. Today's ambitious episode is all about the critics, the naysayers, the trolls, and the haters. Because you know what I'm saying? Haters gonna hate, players gonna play. How to deal with them so that you can live life ambitiously. But before I do anything, I wanted to share my review of the week, and it is from the fabulous, amazing, magnificent Bridget Dede. And she says, Katie Boyd is an amazing human, thank you, who is sharing her wisdom with everyone. I love how honest and straightforward she is. She gives you the steps to reach your truest potential and guides you to live your best life. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Bridget. And if you're listening, can you please email me at themisfitclub@gmail.com to redeem your free month, either virtually or in-house at KBMFC. And the winner of this month's Ancient Nutrition Keto Starter Kit is Adrienne Fatzinger. All she did was went to kbmfc.com and signed up for my free weekly newsletter. And we will be shipping all of your goodies out this week, my friends. So congratulations. So before we start into the podcast, I just wanted to say that I have been getting hundreds of emails and DMs and Facebook inboxes and smoke signals and frickin' ravens coming with goddamn notes on their ankles asking how to work with me. And I want to just roll out some stuff before we start. So really exciting things coming up at KBMFC. On Monday, September 15th, I'm holding a Reiki 1 and multidimensional healer certification in Hudson, New Hampshire. So if you are interested in becoming a Reiki master and a multidimensional healer, please reach out to me. And then, oh my God, this is makes my nipples so hard. Saturday, September 22nd, the famous Carlos Velez, photographer extraordinaire, Victoria Duke Smolinski, and Chloe Duke will be at KBMFC for a full day of business, branding, makeovers, how to utilize your social media, and styling, hair, makeup, the whole 9 yards. And then at the end of the day, you're going to be able to shoot with Carlos. He is incredible. So he is going to be in Hudson, New Hampshire. He's coming up from Florida. So please, if you're interested in that, pricing, etc., email me at themisfitclub@gmail.com. And the next day, I'll be holding the first installment of my business and branding mastermind coaching from 1 to 5 p.m. That is going to be incredible. That's a 12-week mastermind boot camp. And then at the end, I'm going to be bringing in all these people who are going to be unbiased opinions to help give you critiques on your business plans. And then 5 to 7 that same day, we're going to be having sound healing at KBMFC, and then our first goddess gathering, which I really am so looking forward to, is going to be held on Wednesday, September 26th from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m. So that is what is going on at KBMFC in September. So just a reminder that each week on the Ambitchious podcast, we will be speaking on the 6 life makers and breakers. And I just want to remind you briefly to get you back up to speed. And if you are new here, welcome. And please go back to the first podcast and listen from the beginning because I think you will enjoy it very much. So here are the 6 wealth, abundance, money mindset, and investing. 2, health, nutrition, and overall wellness. 3, feelings, emotions, and fierce boundaries. 4, relationships, the good, the bad, and the toxic. 5, your environment. Are you Pinterest perfect, or are you an episode of Hoarders, and why and how to change it? And 6, my favorite, non-negotiable spiritual practices. And because we don't have any sponsored ads here on the Ambitchious podcast, my only ask of you is that if you feel like you've gained a lot of value from listening to this, please bring at least one listener on, a friend, a family member, or maybe even someone who annoys the fuck out of you that you think may get the picture from one of my messages. Please share this on your Facebook, Instagram it, tag me on your Instagram stories, give it 5 stars and a rockin' review. And the better the written reviews, obviously, the more people that the Ambitchious movement will touch. And if you have the cojones to give the Ambitchious podcast a bad review, I want to remind you that I warned you in episode 1 that if you take shit personally, are small-minded and part of the zombie apocalypse that is the world today, or you do not appreciate my fucking language, you need to stop listening right now and go into a dark room, light a candle, put on some Sade, and go fuck yourself. Okay, if you've already reviewed Ambitchious and gave it 5 stars, I thank you from the bottom of my little black heart. And if you go to www.kbmfc.com and sign up for my free newsletter, not only will you receive free workouts, free meal plans, recipes, and inspiration, you will also receive a chance to win a $200 keto starter kit from Ancient Nutrition. And every month we'll be doing a giveaway. So get over there. Today I want to talk about the haters. And what inspired me to chat about this topic is because I myself have dealt with my fair share of haters over the years. But lately I feel like some of these snot facers are just coming out of the woodwork. Do you guys feel that? Oh my God, the snot faces, they're just coming out of the woodwork. When I have encounters with haters, I usually always reread this excerpt from this famous Theodore Roosevelt speech, which is entitled Citizenships in a Republic. And it was spoke about in 1910. And it was given at the Sorbonne, I hope I said that right, in Paris, France. And it goes a little something like this. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least he fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither knew victory nor defeat. Is that not like the best quote ever? It gives me all the feels because it just goes to show you that this hater thing has literally been going on for eons. Like, we think this is like a new thing. All the greats have dealt with people trash talking them and being jealous or having wannabes. And we just, for some crazy odd reason, think like this is a new thing that like we invented. I think the only reason, honestly, that this is really in our face as of late is because of social media. Don't you guys just so agree? Any troll can attack you at any time they want. And if you put yourself out there and you are truly one click of a button away from someone royally fucking up your day with their seethingly jealous words. Just an example, when I had my show Wicked Fit, I remember Matt and I went away for the weekend. We went to the White Barn Inn in Kennebunk, Maine. And at the time I was really into Twitter because all the other kind of social media wasn't out. Like there was really Instagram, I don't even think was out yet. And I remember this girl kept like antagonizing me. She's like, you're fat, you're disgusting, you're fat. I can't even believe you have a show, you're gross. And she just kept going on all day long. And I remember being at this like beautiful place with my husband. He was my boyfriend at the time, but with Matt. And I wasn't even freaking looking at him the whole weekend. I was like Twitter fighting with this bitch on Twitter. And then I remember looking at her Twitter like picture, and she was literally like 600-pound life. She was like James from 600 Pound Life. I'm like, bitch, you're calling me fat. And you literally are one step away from being James on 600 Pound Life. Do you know who James is? He's like, I'm a leg. And okay, forget it. Watch that. That's the best 600 Pound Life ever. But so what I'm saying is like, we allow these people to affect us. And I think about that now. Like, I never in a million years would even address these people now. Like, literally, they're like pubic hairs on the bottom of a Taco Bell bathroom floor. Like, that's literally how I look at them. My mother's cringing right now. I'm sorry. That's how much I care. So I ruined like a whole weekend with my boyfriend at the time, like fighting with this woman who probably like, never saw a dick in her life. So it's like, why do I even care? So let's be honest, most of the haters have fucking headgear on and they're living in their parents' basement and they're just typing away with their Cheeto stained fingers. And every so often they touch their private parts with said fingers in between bashing people, and then they smell it and then they go back to what they're doing. And people like us are like trying to bring fucking light to the world, and we are like fighting with the Cheeto people, Let's be totes honest. Haters are usually doing too fucking much with their lives. But sometimes haters, and this is what really fucks us up, because sometimes haters are our friends, so-called friends, our family members and coworkers who you cannot avoid. Like, you cannot avoid this shit, right? Unless you like move into a freaking cave in the Himalayas and just shave your head and become a monk. But I don't think a lot of people in this room want to do that. So I'm going to give you the 5 ways that I deal with haters so we can get rid of these ass clowns once and for all. Are you with me? Are you here? Are you ready to get rid of the haters? Yes. So number 1, avoid taking it personal. It's one of the 4 agreements. If you have not already read the 4 agreements, get that damn book. It is the best. Don Miguel Ruiz wrote the 4 agreements. And one of the 4 agreements is do not take anything personal. Any time someone does or says something to you that hurts you only reflects their own feelings of inadequacy. Like, no one who really truly loves themselves is going around bashing people and fucking with people. Like, let's be honest. Every time someone's talked shit about me, they were always feeling some kind of way. I remember back in the day when I was the official trainer for Miss Universe and Miss USA and Miss America, all these trainers who like wanted to be me used to like just fucking bash me. They would talk shit to my clients about me, like it wasn't going to get back to me. They would like go online and bash me. And, the truth is that I've had my company going strong for 20 years. They open a gym thinking, I want to have a lifestyle like Katie Boyd. I want to have wealth like Katie Boyd. I want to have freedom and all these things like Katie Boyd. But they don't realize the fucking work that it takes to be me every day. They think that they just buy a couple dumbbells and a freaking TRX strap, and then all of a sudden they're like the next big thing. And I get it. Like, they're jealous. That's what people do. They're going to tear you apart. So, just don't take it personal. I know it's easier said than done. I take so much shit personal. This is like a thing I work on a daily basis. But just really try not to take things personal. And when you see yourself taking the shit personal, be like, oh shit, bitch, you're doing it. You're taking the shit personal. So just keep that in your back pocket. Number 2, ignore the fuck out of them. In this day and age, it is so easy just to not give people your energy. Remember, wherever your attention goes, energy flows, right? It's not the olden days where if you got into a fight with someone, they just kept calling your fucking landline. Do you remember those days? My mother would literally be in a fight with her sister and she's like, I have to take my fucking phone off the hook. Right? Is this not true? Or like people would just show up to your house. Like my mother's sister or whatever, they would like just show up to the house and be like, we gotta duke this out. Now, if you even hear your fucking doorbell ring ever, it's like, oh my God, what is this? I don't think I've ever even heard my doorbell ring. Oh yes, only one time that Halloween where we didn't get anyone candy and then we just were on the floor in our bedroom like trying not to breathe. Do you remember this, Matt? This is a true story. I don't even know if we have a doorbell anymore. I really don't. But just ignore these people. We have like just totally the right to just block people, just freaking block them on our phone, freaking block them on Instagram, block them, whatever. Just get rid of them. You can ignore them. Number 3, address them. Now I actually like this. I actually like confrontation. I know that's kind of fucking weird, but sometimes you just like to duke it out with someone. It just feels good. And I think that part of being an ambitious woman is being able to get to the point where you're like, okay, I've already tried not taking it personally, and I've already tried to ignore the shit out of these people, but they're not going away. They're like the STD that won't quit. And they need to be treated like an STD, and they need to be addressed with some very strong cream and or antibiotics. So sometimes you just have to tell people to go pound sand. Like, let's be honest, right? And I have sent many an angry text or an email when I acted out of a hurry. My mother's looking at me like, yes, I've been on the end of those angry texts and angry emails. Like, we think that we need to like address shit like right now. And I'll never forget the day, this is not one of my finest moments. My daughter, Karina, who just turned 21, she loved these girls who were had this amazing clothing line. It was an activewear clothing line. And I was looking to start selling some gym clothes at KBMFC. And she's like, you have to reach out to these girls. They're amazing. They're my idols. I love them, la, la, la. So I reached out to them and they didn't get back to me right away. So I was getting pissed because it was like hurting my ego at the time. And I was like, who the fuck do these bitches think that they are? They should want to sell clothes in my gym. I'm like, I'm Katie motherfucking Boyd. What the hell? Ego. I know, I'm working on it. And one morning I was just trying to like move energy quickly. And I just emailed Karina and I was like, these girls are fucking skanks. Like, I'm over it. Like, let's move on with our life. Like, let's find someone else that will sell clothing to us. But because I was acting like a hurried bitch, not a good one, a bad one, I actually sent the skank email to them. But I did get them to answer me back because like 5 minutes later, we were like, well, we're sorry, we're skanks, so obviously we won't be working together. We were just going to email you like later in the day. So I was like totally assuming that these girls were just ignoring me. And I was like, fuck these bitches. How dare they? And I acted out of a hurry and I ended up with egg on my face. So yeah, that wasn't my finest moments. Now I like double and triple check my emails when I'm sending an email like that to anyone because I'm like, this could end up in the wrong hands of the wrong people. So address people in a calm manner because I think that, I'm a feisty bitch. I like to tell people off sometimes. It's like in my DNA. I'm working on that as well. But so like say you have a coworker who just like throws you under the frickin' bus in front of your boss. This happens all the time. I don't work in a corporate environment. I'm my own boss, so I don't have to deal with this shit. But I know so many of my women come to the gym and they tell me things like this. So, example, if a coworker is pointing out things that you do wrong in front of your boss, instead of going ham on them like you want to and drawing and quartering them with 4 horses, right? Instead of doing that, just say to them, like in private, it really hurts me that you keep pointing out things in front of our boss that I do wrong and it's affecting our work relationship and I want our work relationship to be a positive one. So you're putting it in their court and you're taking your power back that way, right? And that's what Ambitchious do. We always take our power back. We never allow people to have power over us. That's like one of the biggest things of being ambitious. Number 4, reduce your interaction time with them. Or hey, never fucking talk to them again if you don't want to. No one says that you have to get along with everyone that you come in contact with. I think that when you're spiritual, you have like this preconceived notion that like I have to be namaste to everyone and I have to be satnam to everybody. I have to like just be so sweet and just people can just like piss and shit all over me and that's fine. No, that is not what an ambitious woman does. Sometimes it's about having a backbone. And, reducing your interaction with them is so, so, so important. And if you do have any type of backbone whatsoever, you most likely do not care to be in the company of many humans, right? So there's just like certain people that I like want to be around, mostly everyone in this room. And there's certain people that I just not like my cup of tea, right? And I have had clients in the past who have joined my gym and I have had them come to my class like 3 or 4 times and then they just upset the energy in my gym. And I'm like, you know what? Like, this isn't making me feel good. I worked so hard to be who I am and to have my company be the way that I want it to be. And I tell them that they're no longer part of KBMFC and my wellness center. And I have stopped talking to best friends that I've had for years and years and years. If you want to hear that story, go back to my last podcast, which was 8 people to bring to the dump. I think that was like 2 podcasts ago. And even members of my family I've stopped talking to. And just because someone's your blood, if they're not good for you, blood is not, I don't like the whole blood is thicker than water. That's like an old cliche that we are taught by our parents and our parents are taught by their parents and their parents are taught by their parents. And sometimes like all these old habits, they die hard, but I think that if someone who's part of your family is not bringing love and light to the table, it's okay to cut a bitch out. It's okay. No questions asked. My energy, and I want everyone listening right now, your energy to be your number one priority. And, sometimes you got to also just light people up like Christmas trees and tell them what's up, right? And last but not least, set boundaries. So for me, I just stop answering people's calls, and I just stop answering people's texts, and I just stop answering their emails. And if they can't get the fucking picture, then they are like, one brick short of a load. Okay. Because I've had people ghost on me before, and I'm just like, they just don't like me, or I'm just not their cup of tea, whatever. And I just move on. And, I'll block them. I don't care. I really just don't give a fuck. I have only so much energy in a day to waste on people and to give to people. And I just don't want to give it to people who just don't deserve it, because I really do feel that our energy is a commodity and we only have so much, and we need to preserve that energy so that the energy that we give to the people that we truly love is high vibrational. And, I have been known to just excuse myself from conversations, or I have been known to hang up on a few people in my day. And I've told people in the past, if you talk about these things that bother me, I'm just letting you know that it's not okay, and I will do whatever it takes to protect my life. Me and my mother have had these conversations before, right, Teresa? She will say oh, so-and-so, I saw so-and-so, and I know you like gossip. Let's just be honest. It's good times. It's fun. Yeah, she's flipping me the middle finger right now. Thank you. I love that middle finger. It's taught me well. But she'll call me sometimes, and I'll just be like, Teresa, we've spoken about this. I don't like to talk about these people. It's not because it's I don't want to gossip too, because I love me some gossip, even though that's another thing I'm working on. But just doesn't make me feel good. Right? It doesn't make me feel good. And I know it doesn't make you feel good to talk about them either. I think we just do shit out of habit, because that's just what we've always done. Right? So I think that's it. That's all I'm talking about today. This is the haters day. Are you guys all feeling this today? So I always want you guys to go on and review my podcast. And a lot of people have been wondering where they can find my podcast. You can go on to iTunes. You can go on to Podbean. You can go on Facebook Live. You can go on to YouTube. Thank you so much for listening and being crusaders for the Ambitchious movement. And like I always say, see you next Tuesday. Woo!
Expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.